So today I've been working on this door lock. I'm gonna take it apart. I've had it apart probably 6-7 times. It's been a real pain in the rear. I think I finally got it, but I'll take it back apart to show you all what I've been dealing with. So inside this cover right here are gears where it has to be timed just right. I'll put this back on so I don't lose it. So I've had this thing set up this flat. It's supposed to be on this side. A while ago I got up and got it all done, put back together. I had the flat on the other side so it wouldn't hook up to my door. But to have the timing right, it has to go a little bit past the top, and then it has to go a little bit past the side, which I think I'm off. I'm gonna have to turn it some more. If it's not just right, it's an automatic lock, keypad lock. So when you hit lock, it goes against it, and it's like it wants to go a little bit further, and it can't. So it jams itself up, and then you can't turn it. So let's see some more. This way. You can take this off. I'll go and take it all the way apart. Hopefully get back in the right spot. So I originally took this apart. I don't know if you can see these roller bearings. Roller bearings in here. They have to be just in the right spot for here. If they're off, then that's what I've been fighting this whole time. Which I'll get it all set back up how it needs to go. But when I took this apart originally, it got to where it wouldn't hardly turn anymore. And it had a bunch of white lithium grease in this, which just turned to, it was really hard. And it's like when it was operating, it was like the batteries were dead in it. It just didn't want to run. I keep putting brand new batteries in it, and it wasn't working, so I had to figure out what it was, and that's what it was. So I've got it all cleaned up, got some new lube in it, and I'll go ahead and skip forward in a minute, and I'll put this back together. So the bearing has to go against it here, and it has to go against it there. And like I said, these two blacks, I'm not exactly sure what it does, but it's part of the rotating mechanism. I don't know if it's a bearing there itself, but there's two slots on the other quarters. So these go in just like that, and it'll lay right down on top of it. This is the piece that hooks onto your lock handle here, and this piece goes and hooks inside the door just like a normal lock. See, now I've got it set up backwards again. This flat has to be on this side. Very, very easy to do, very frustrating when you do it 5 or 6 times and you get it up. And you finally get it on the right side, then you set it back down, and your timing's just off just a little. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna flip this over. You gotta put your hands here because this motor and everything will fall out. I'm just gonna go ahead and orientate that to the right place. I'll set it back down, and one of these has an angle cut on it. As you can tell, there's an angle on this one right here. So this one goes on this right here on this side. Okay. That screw comes out easy, so I'm gonna put this back on. That way I don't lose it. If it's right, I can leave it alone. If it's not right, I take it back out and do it again. A little bit past. So I went a little bit, it's quite a bit past there. It needs to be there. And just a little past there. So I'm going to take it back apart and orientate it just a little more. And Matt commented to me earlier. They went up to Matt's house right now. Go up to get some things up there, some supplies. And on the way out the door, both of them told me they'd already threw this thing out the doors. Much problem as I had with it. So that's pretty close there. So, I just about got ahead of myself. I put the motherboard back on. Got 2 tabs here that plug into the motor. Put that down and you end up putting screws back in it. If you don't remember what screws come from where, you just take a picture as you're taking them out. It's easy. The technology we have nowadays, it's very easy to document what goes where, how it goes back together. To make things simpler. Or you can do it the old-fashioned way. You get a piece of paper and a pencil and write down what goes where. This is one of the things we've been wanting to fix all winter, and just neither one of us got it done. And I come in this morning and the dang door didn't want to open. Helps you go in the right direction. Like I said, the door didn't want to open, and I just finally, enough is enough. Time to fix it. There we go. Just take your time, don't force it. It'll eventually fall in place. That's right. That's right. Hopefully it likes it when we put it back in there. You got these tabs here that come out, your reset buttons. And instruction paper. Put it back together. Now flip it back over and put these in. Don't lose what it's put in there. You flip over, put these screws back here. You might want to hold this assembly together. But one of the main problems I had with this was this turned tight. And it's turning tight now. I don't know if it's a flaw in the design or what, but I take this here and I turn it back off a quarter, and it turns way easier. So I don't know. I don't know if that's how it's supposed to be, but that's how it's going to be. That goes back in there. This battery will slide back in place like that whenever I get it back on the door. Give me a second, I'll set it up and show you what I have to put back on the door. So for this here, there's a plug. I don't know if you can see it right here. That this goes into. Peanuts awake. What do you want, Grouchy? You go outside? I got that plugged in. That was a little harder than I was hoping. Yeah, I got that right this time. No, I don't. I'm gonna do it again. So now I got to put back together I'm gonna plug it in here and see if we can make it work. Don't just get right on. Hey, that's the best it's worked in a while. Get the batteries now, see if it works. This is jamming up on me for some reason. I'm gonna have to do a little more research on that, figure out why it's doing that. I don't know. Take 25. So I've been scratching my head on this. I'm not gonna take it back apart, but remember the two little roller bearings that were in here? I had one of them kept turning on its side. I'm hoping that's what the issue is. If that's not the issue, I don't know what it is. But it's got a couple locks inside that turns against, so this thing's free turning until it hits that lock. If that bearing's in the wrong position, that piece is spring loaded. See if I can do this quickly. They come apart, so I'm gonna show you. So these bearings right here, they push these right here, these springs. So if it's not turned right, it'll lock instead of roll past it. I'm gonna see if I can get it set up again here, or not. If this doesn't work, I'm gonna wait till tomorrow. Hey, it fell in place. Can you check the timing? I can go a little more this way. It's pretty close. So it'll be the same procedure putting the rest of it together as I had a while ago. So after all that bearing was switched. Well, it didn't work. Now it works perfectly. Job well done. Hope you all enjoyed. Thanks for watching.